Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling. I shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today, which, anything happening today? I don't think anything's happening today. I actually thought today was a weekend for some reason when I woke up, but you know, that was probably just because it's a bank holiday or something. I was like, what? I can't believe it. I can't believe it's not butter. Is that something? Do people just like, I don't think I bought like butter or margarine in ages, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, that's not true. I sometimes buy butter to make like cakes and stuff, but you know, I don't often do that. It's only if I have a big meet up or whatever with some friends. Anyway, what should we talk about today? I'm not really sure what to talk about today. I'll think about something. But hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 5:03 PM on Friday, June 3rd, 2022. So this must be Crazy Red is on our island, who fortunately we don't really need to hang around with anymore to get any more fake works of art. You know what we can talk about? There's a new feature on a lot of YouTube videos. You probably won't see it on this YouTube video because I don't know how many people need to actually watch a video for it to count. But there's a thing where over the time bar, I don't really know what it's called, to be honest. Oh gosh, let's drop my controller. Over the bar, there's like a sort of like a distribution graph, and well, I'm not really sure what it's called. It's like area graph. I forgot what the name is. Of those things where it shows you basically what parts of a video like most people end up watching of certain videos and whatnot. And I was like, oh, you know, that's pretty cool, you know. Of course, the data analyst side of me is just like, whoa, interesting. For one, you know, the one thing I'm thinking of is like, that's a lot of data to hold on every single video. But I suppose it's the sort of thing where they already had all that data on the video in the first place. Because if you don't know, in YouTube Studio, you can have a sort of behind the looks of your analytics for each of your video. Even for me, even though I have like a tiny sample size for my videos, they even tell me like which parts people tend to watch quite often, which parts people tune away from. I thought those two were having a little chat, so I wanted to go listen, but they're not. They tell you like which parts are key for audience retention, and which parts that people tend to watch or skip to and whatnot. And I was like, oh, you know, it's pretty interesting. Despite the fact I got a tiny sample size, so I don't really put much stock into what I see until, you know, get some of the videos with like with plus thousands. Then you can start considering it, I think, a bit more. And there are some very interesting patterns. Like I'm trying to think, because it's only like the Bug Fables videos which really have like huge amounts of views, because that's mainly because I guess there's not many people playing Bug Fables on YouTube, and also it's kind of confusing where to find things. So I think people end up using my Let's Plays to try and find out where things are, which, you know, I'm flattered by, to be honest. My only regret is it's not really structured like a guide. It's structured more like a Let's Play, so it's a little bit difficult to find things. But you can see moments where people have actually wonder if like perhaps my more viewed videos might have that sort of data on them. I'm not really sure. I suppose we might as well have a look, but it's often things like where timestamps exist, and don't listen to that. Where timestamps exist, well, like Bug Fables, like defined route mayor, I put timestamps to be like where the defined route mayor is and routes you can take it, etc., etc. That's normally where the key moments of audio retention lie. So I'd imagine that's how it works as well for these ones. So Tidal Worms Upstream Mountains, my most viewed video. Let's see if I got a thing. Hold on, mute this. I don't want to listen to myself. Nah, this doesn't have This doesn't even have a detail, so you probably need quite a few videos in there, not videos, views in the first place to actually see the information about it. But you can see it in like music videos and that sort of thing. Yeah, so I was checking out like a few videos, basically seeing what the most viewed moments of that sort of thing. And, you know, some interesting things, and like in music, not music videos themselves, but things which are like songs. Unsurprisingly, the entire thing is basically kind of like more or less a straight line. There's no really like big peaks or troughs or anything, because people tend to, you know, listen to those videos, I suppose, to actually listen to the song, right? So they're not going to skip and jump around different parts of it. But then things like gameplay videos, they tend to skip around to like key moments or whatever, or like key things in cutscenes, etc. And then like information screens tend to be like replayed over and over again, so people can actually absorb all the information on it. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. And there was another one I saw which had timestamps in it, and obviously all the moments immediately next to the timestamps had a huge peak in amount of people watching them, and then it slowly drips off and dies down. And that's obviously because people are clicking on the timestamps to, you know, the one I was looking at was a League of Legends. It was like a skin spotlight video showing like all these different skins, and the different skins were timestamped at certain timings. And obviously people are clicking on the timestamps and jumping to it, looking at the skin, and then jumping to the next timestamp, which is why it's such a sharp drop off. And I was like, you know, it's interesting. You know, it's really cool to see this sort of information behind it, because then you can start, not like judging, but I suppose judging, like analysing this sort of information you can glean from it. And if anything, I'm kind of curious, like how I suppose different, what sort of patterns emerge through different videos and that sort of thing. I wonder if YouTube releases this sort of data as API or something. Do some analysis on that or something. So someone's probably already done it, but you know, I don't know. What if I look at my own subscriptions themselves and see like how different videos have different peaks and troughs? Like what about this? What about that's a short? What about a bit of Northern Line? You know, we'll see what he's got going on. What about muted? Don't listen to that. I don't think this one. I think if it's too new, it probably doesn't have enough of a sample size of the data, which makes it a little bit more difficult, shall I say, to get. Oh no, I wonder how many views. This one has 100k and it still doesn't have enough. What if we go to Northern Line's most viewed videos or something? Like, I don't know, this one. Do you think this one has a? Yeah, but this one's got huge peaks and spikes. What happens over here? It's got a big spike as well. I don't know. It doesn't really look like anything happened. It most replayed at this section, but I wonder why. Oh, it's because I wonder if it's because when people like scan along the timeline, that's what it's called, of a button, they are looking at the thumbnails and we're looking at things of distinctive moments. Because this is a moment where he unlocked a load of things, so it looks the most distinctive and different. I suppose, and he's got this moment at the end where the credits are, you know, also quite distinctive. I wonder, I don't know, but perhaps it just is the thumbnail icon for itself is most visually different at that point. You know, you can come up with all these sort of theories, but really you kind of need to look at the data itself to actually make any of those sort of conclusions. But I think it's a pretty interesting feature. I wonder why they implemented it, and I suppose a hypothesis I can come up with is that, well, obviously, you know, YouTube is a business, and at the end of the day, what they're trying to do is they're trying to keep you engaged with their content for as long as possible. So that's why, you know, we've got the YouTube recommendation algorithm being like, people who watch this video also like watching this video, so we're going to recommend it to you. They, you know, they got a little profile of like the videos you like to watch, and they'll be like, okay, we're going to recommend things that we know specifically that you like to watch, because that's what they want to do. Then, you know, I suppose, is it malicious? It's not really malicious. I suppose it's just, you know, ends up being business in the end, but I suppose it could be used maliciously, but it can also be used for good ways as well, I suppose. You know, it's nice to get discovery out there for other people on their videos, right? But I assume what it is, it's to give a built-in automatic way for people to find the content in the video that they want, you know? Because it's quite often a meta nowadays, because I think it's like, as soon as videos get over 10 minutes, you can put like some X number of like mid-roll ads in it, which is why that's sort of like a golden number. I don't know if it still holds anymore, by the way, so that's why it ends up being such a golden number. And then often a lot of people will make like videos with huge amounts of fluff in them, really, just to, you know, sort of pad out the timing so they can qualify the 10 minutes sort of threshold to put their adverts in, you know, and get more money. Makes sense that way, I suppose. So I wonder if this is a way for basically YouTube to have something a bit more, you know, user-friendly, where instead, because maybe they've done research of like, you know, people are starting to catch on to meta, they kind of don't like watching a fluff anymore, and if they watch a video and it just starts with a ridiculous amount of fluff, people are just going to be like, no, I'm going to find a different video or something instead. And this sort of most viewed section is a way for people to sort of find the sections of interest for most other people. Oh gosh, but people have done manually or whatever themselves. You know, they replayed parts that they found helpful, and you know that data sort of gets transferred to you. So now, if you're discovering a video for the first time, for example, like how to, I don't know, install a door hinge or something, you can find the part where it's actually the crucial information rather than the background setting. Or, you know, I mean, that's one theory. Of course, that's a theory of trying to like maximize engagement. But I suppose that also comes with the idea that people don't like the fluff section, and this ended up being the most economical or financial best business decision going forward. I don't know if that's true. Maybe it's also just like they, you know, done a bit of research and they tested it out, and they were just like, oh, you know, it turns out people, after they watch a video, they like to see the most replayed sections over and over again, and they like to find their favourite moments, and this just to sort of help it out, because it helps engagement that way, and, you know, increases the likelihood of people subscribing or something to the channel. You don't know, it's quite mysterious, I suppose. Well, not mysterious, I suppose, but I suppose mysterious to the end user, the sort of tactics and sort of patterns and inclinations that people have, which end up causing higher retention rates, I suppose, and things like social media usage, right? So I don't know, and I guess this is a little bit curious. You know, YouTube implements things all the time. You know, they've implemented shorts quite recently as well, because I guess they were just like, oh, you know, people like short videos with the surge of TikTok and, you know, Vine beforehand. Although I guess not really a surge of Vine, because Vine shut down anyway, but that's kind of because Vine couldn't be monetized, which is why it sort of fell in as a business sense, as I understand it. TikTok's still going strong because you are the product. You know, as I say on the internet, if you get it for free, you're the product. And well, that, if you don't know what that means, basically the data and your usage is kind of what's making the money, rather than you paying a subscription service or something like that. Well, I don't know. Apparently, subscription service is not enough for, you know, certain businesses. At least what I hear about Netflix. I don't really know. I don't use Netflix, to be perfectly honest. So it's a bit hard for me to comment on. I forgot what I was saying from this. Yeah, I think like it's interesting to see the sort of analytics and the trends behind these sort of things. Like, I don't know, should I look at my own analytics and, you know, see if I can find any interesting things myself? Like, I'm always interested to see like what videos do the best. And Bug Fables, by the way, is still going strong somehow. I guess it's sort of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, but once it gets quite a few views, it gets more and more views, because it's just like, you know, as soon as you get views, your YouTube algorithm is like, people like this, show this to more people then. And then it sort of just like, you know, compounds and snowballs from there, which is, you know, I suppose it makes sense. I suppose I can't really fault that logic. You know, the Steam Deck one, this Animal Crossing one, which I titled Steam Deck, gets so many views, probably because people are trying to find out if you can play Animal Crossing on Steam Deck. Spoiler alert, I don't know, I was just talking about the Steam Deck when it first got announced. So, you know, hopefully people can look at when that video was uploaded and be like, this came out like a year before it actually came out, it was just me talking about it, you know, sort of just like wishy-washy. And I suppose that's kind of reflecting the fact that average video duration is like 18 seconds. People are just like, what on earth of this? What on earth is this? Have they, you know, X out of it? You know, the Bug Fables one, the Find Root Mayhem and Tidal Worm, it's because, I know this one, it's good, because I was curious about it myself, I've looked it up, I was like, it's because people just want to know where these two things are. They're difficult to find in the game. The Find Root Mayhem especially is like nigh impossible, because he lives on top of a random building for some reason. And, you know, sharp audience retention, 74% at 23:52. I'm pretty sure that's when I put the timestamp for when I actually see the mayhem in the first place. Tidal Worm, I also put timestamps in of like how to actually get that, I assume. A 5:48. I don't actually know. Is that the timestamp I put in? Who knows? Mute myself. I don't want to watch this. That is. That's the timestamp I put down in the video, being like, this is how I made my way in the video. There's also a small one. It's basically, there's a small peak every single time there's a timestamp. And then people don't watch the rest of the video. I don't think people watch those videos, you know, to actually watch the videos. They're kind of just watching to find out things. Compared to like more recent videos, like these Let's Plays, like, what the heck? Bravos You episode 39 for some reason has really high views. I don't know why this has such high views, to be perfectly honest, but because it's well known for Let's Plays. Let's Plays tend to have very bad retention. People like watch the first episode of the Let's Play, but then people, as the Let's Play goes on, people, you know, stop watching them, because it's sort of thing like if you see part like 39 of Bravos You, it's very easy to sort of be like, well, there's no point in me watching this because I haven't seen the previous parts. It's like, there's no investment in it, you know. So really, as you release more and more parts, the amount of people who are actually going to watch your video like narrows, because some people just like, you know, stop watching, or we're like, oh, this isn't the Let's Play for me, or just forget about it, etc., etc. And new people aren't going to start watching at episode whatever 39 or whatever, which is why there's a big trend to like not, you know, the trend. If you, I mean, I don't know if you've started watching YouTube from quite early on in the early 2000s. That's when the algorithm used to favour Let's Plays, which is why Let's Plays were so popular then. Back then, it's because that's what was favoured. People used to like watch a channel and continuously watch it, but now with the oversaturation amount of people who can become creators and their accessibility, which is, by the way, a good thing, it's getting harder and harder, I suppose, to actually fight and vie for that attention in the first place. A Let's Play is just a Let's Play. A Let's Play is nothing particularly interesting, unless the person itself is who's doing a commentary, or who's doing the gameplay is actually like, you know, intensely skilled or funny, or, you know, entertaining in some right, to differentiate themselves. So as competition goes up, you know, Let's Play videos start to get favoured less, and one-off sort of attention-grabbing videos, other ones get favoured because they get most views in, I suppose. If you're vying for your audience's time or whatever, you've got to have something which grabs them from the get-go. And you might be like, why don't you do that sort of things? I'm not really like vying for your attention, I suppose. I'm just kind of doing this for myself. and first and foremost. And I'm just kind of here to have a fun time. And when it stops being a fun time, I'm just gonna stop. To be perfectly honest, it's a good thing I like playing video games though. So I don't see that happening soon, but certainly I can see that. I said this quite a few times. I think the first thing that will probably go will be the Animal Crossing videos, or probably what is more likely to happen is that Animal Crossing videos will probably get cut down to 20 minutes rather than 30 minutes every single day. I do like this idea of a streak coming on, and I don't mean to be so negative about the fact, especially since I got a streak so recently. With 800 people celebrated. Thank you for the comments, by the way. I didn't realise I hadn't replied to comments for about 2 weeks. That's my bad. I just kind of, normally I do it on the weekends, but I was very busy last weekend, so that's probably why I didn't do it last weekend. But I checked in this week. I was like, oh my god, this one has been from 2 weeks ago, and I didn't reply to it. Made me feel quite bad, but yeah, I forgot what else I was going to say. Yeah, I'm not really vying for your attention or anything. I'm just kind of here vibing. If that isn't really, completely clear from the way I just sort of approach these videos, I'm just sort of randomly vibing, talking about whatever in the first place. But yeah, I mean, that's not. I'm not trying to disrespect people who are trying to vie for your attention, and people who are making it their livelihood. Fair enough, it's their livelihood. Why wouldn't you, I suppose, try your best to keep your source of income actually rolling in, right? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll be on the... maybe I'll get some breakthrough if YouTube starts favouring Let's Play videos again, but I'm not particularly relying on it or anything. I'm just doing this for fun, and when it starts becoming fun, I'll stop. It's a very simple, reductive way to look at it, but it just is what it is, I suppose. So that's why I'm not doing these parts, these sort of attention grabbing videos. If I were to do so, then you'd see probably far shorter length Let's Plays, I suppose, for me in the first place, because that's maximise audience retention, play a new game, making you a thumbnail art of D going from a screenshot of a game, have it blurred out, being you would not believe what happened. Things like that, rather than doing videos for 70 or 60 parts with 3 people watching the final videos. But I suppose by this time I'm sort of creating an audience who like to watch things through to the end, right? They like to watch all the parts from start to finish. And that's my niche, and that's what I'm carving. Calm, relaxing videos, and for, apparently, a huge amount of people who watch my videos are people who've already played the game, and they just want to see other people's reactions. And I suppose that's a nice niche to sort of carve out. Because that's one sort of benefit of the fact I don't edit or don't do anything like that, is you get to see my genuine reactions all the time. All of it is always there, I suppose. Oh, a golden nugget. And since all of it is always there, you can see my reactions to, climactic moments or plot twists, etc, etc, etc. I thought this was a Nook Bar mission I have. Apparently it's not, but we got golden nugget from it anyway, so who's complaining? Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how much audience retention I'm going to need for it to actually start appearing, I suppose, on my videos themselves, but I would wager I'm a very long way off. So if you're looking for the most recently played things and that sort of thing, you can you might be waiting a long while, in which case I recommend sharing my videos with people, so then perhaps my audience can grow. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm fine with the tiny community I've built up right now. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, I guess it's just kind of interesting to see what parts people replay over and over again. And, let's have a bit of self-reflection here. What parts of a video do I replay over and over again? I think certainly, I definitely, if it's an informative video, I'll replay the section which actually had the information in. If it's a section where it's a wall of, not wall of text, but important text being shown on the screen, and then the text disappears too quickly before I could read it, I'll definitely replay that section just so I can read the text and understand properly what's going on. I suppose key moments from starts of sections and that sort of thing tend to be the moments I will skip to and default to. I wouldn't be surprised if the starts of the videos tend to be, quite populated, quite watched quite a lot, is what I mean to say, because, people watch it and then, skip to the parts they want. It's like that thing, I can't remember what it's called. No, I do remember what it's called. It's called a Wadsworth constant or something, where, someone, maybe it was on Reddit or something, ages ago was like, I always skip to 30% of the way through a video. I saw butterfly here. 30% of the way through a video, just to make sure that because the first 30% of a video tends to be fluff and that sort of thing. I wonder how much that applies to my videos. To a certain degree it does. I don't think 30% of the first 30% of my videos are fluff, but maybe like the first 30 seconds of my videos tend to be fluff. It's just me doing my introduction, me, you know, setting up a scene of what we did last time, etc. What we're going to possibly doing this time, what game we're playing, hello, you know, just welcoming you in, getting you all settled. But I feel like you kind of need that, don't you? I mean, I suppose I'm kind of treating my sort of videos like a bit of a show or anything. I'm sort of just being like, oh, welcome, you know, take a seat, get comfy, etc, etc. Oh, I meant to customize, I didn't mean to craft in the first place. Yeah, get comfy, you know, all that good stuff, you know, have a seat. And, you know, you sort of get settled in while that sort of routine intro is happening, so, you know, you're not missing anything. And then, boom, the show starts. That's what it's kind of like with me. I mean, it's no surprise that people end up making videos that they'd want to watch, and despite the fact I don't watch my videos, mainly because I kind of remember what happens a lot of the times in videos, so I'm kind of experiencing it at the same time, but it's the sort of content I like to watch, you know, watch a video, watch someone play something, it's cozy, it's comfy, you know, hopefully it's at least somewhat entertaining, hopefully, you know, they're somewhat competent at the game. I would say I'm not very good at Pyre though, so, but people are watching Pyre, which is the most amusing thing, I think, to me. But I do like stories, and you know, perhaps people are watching it for my fantastic dictation of the stories and reading out and giving the characters life and voices. I don't know. I haven't actually played Pyre for a while. Hold on, I should probably check what my backlog is for that, because I have not recorded a video of that for quite a bit. June 11th, next week. I've such a large backlog of Babos, you would not believe it. It goes up to June 28th. And oh yeah, July, that's Art Fights happening, so I need to make sure I get backlog recordings throughout all of July. So probably from about halfway through June I'll start, you know, recording every day again, so, you know, if there's a drop off in quality, I apologise. Oh yeah, but I need to actually start recording the next series, because Chicory and Babos are almost done. What did I decide on the end? I know I did a whole video about it. Oh, Gris, and I decided Gris on Steven Sausage Roll. Okay, you know, those both seem fair. Steven Sausage Roll is going to be quite a long one. Gris is going to be quite a short one, I think, so we'll see how that goes. Let's all sell all this stuff, because I don't want it in my inventory. We need to buy some customization kits, so I guess we'll do that as well. Yeah. So yeah, the recent, not recently played, but the most played section on the YouTube video, pretty interesting. It's just what I'd say, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know if it's actually in all music videos, which I like. People just tend to watch throughout. Because I'd imagine if it's a music video where the visuals play a key component of it, people will tend to like you know, watch all of it. Do you see what about this Mr. Beast one? The world's largest slice of pizza. What are the key moments in this? Most played moments? It's tiny. I can't even see. It's literally just like the first 5 seconds and this ending part. I don't even know what this is. Is it a trophy? I guess people only want to see the beginning and one random part in the middle. I don't know. It's surprising. I guess it's, well, to be fair, he does have 120 million views on it, so it's not surprising that perhaps the percentage retention isn't as great. I don't know, let's think of a song. See a Chandelier, that's always my go-to song. Not in karaoke. That's a hard song to sing in karaoke, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, this music video is just completely flat all the way through, and then like slowly dies out towards the end. Probably, you know, when the actual video, the song stops. There's one section of this. What about Katy Perry Dark Horse? Most replayed section. Part where she licks her lips. Alright, I guess. Taylor Swift Bad Blood. We're just on a memory road here. Yeah, music videos, unsurprisingly, pretty flat all the way through, because you've gone to the music video to watch the video, right? So why wouldn't you just like listen to it all the way through? I wonder what about all of these like sort of more popular YouTube videos. Ah! IGN Sonic Frontiers combat gameplay. It premiered 26 minutes ago, but doesn't have analytics on it. Fair enough. Things okay in Japan, illegal around the world. Alright, sure. I don't know. I can't even see it. It's so dark. It's so bright, sorry. Most replayed, whatever this section is. If you want to know, age of consent. Alright. Marrying cousins, defamation, food, and cigarettes. There you go. There's your answers for things okay in Japan but legal around the world. Interestingly, this one doesn't follow the pattern of things having big spikes at the start of the timestamps. Because I wonder if these timestamps came in after. No, I don't know. It looks like we're in the description the entire time. It's all those middle sections which have big spikes. I'm not really sure why in particular. I mean, this one's because it's featured. This one, I guess, because it's got text on screen. This one, I have no idea why that one's got a bump. Anyway, that's Paolo from Tokyo, if you want to know that. He's got some interesting videos. This is a guy who does like a day in the life of some Japanese whatever worker, which I think is pretty cool. I think that series is very interesting, at the very least. But yeah, I guess I'm going to round off this episode here. You know, go look at your own favourite videos, see which parts are most replayed, see which parts you've replayed the video, and think about it yourself. You know, get an analytical viewpoint, I suppose. Get a bit of a data analyst going inside of you, because there's data analysts inside all of us. But for now, I'm going to round off this episode here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join me Dear Darling Discord, follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we can see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.